March 8, 1997, Saturday morning, John F. Kennedy International Airport, Terminal 4, Gate 23. American Airlines Flight 107 to Los Angeles. Scheduled departure 11:45 a.m. The plane is a Boeing 767, 238 seats. Today, 192 of them are occupied. Business travelers, families going to Disney, people with normal lives heading to normal destinations for normal reasons. And in Seat 3A, first class, the notorious Big, 395 pounds of the biggest rapper in the world, heading to Los Angeles for the Soul Train Music Awards, for meetings, for work, for what will be the last trip of his life. Biggie boards at 11:20. Early. He likes to board early, hates the chaos of last-minute boarding, hates people standing in aisles, hates feeling rushed. So he's one of the first on, gets settled, puts his bag in the overhead, sits down. The seat barely contains him. Airlines don't design first class for 395-pound humans. But he makes it work, always makes it work. Been flying first class for 3 years now, since Ready to Die made him big enough. Before that, it was buses, vans, cars, ground transportation. But now he flies, and he still hates it. The flight attendant approaches. Woman in her 40s, professional. Practice smile. Name tag says Jennifer. Can I give you anything before takeoff, Mr. Wallace? She knows his name. Check the manifest. Always checks the manifest. Always knows when someone important is on her flight. Water. Just water. Biggie's voice is quiet. Tired. He didn't sleep last night. Couldn't sleep. Something keeping him up. Something he can't name. Just a feeling. A weight. The kind of weight that sits on your chest and makes breathing feel like work. He's had this feeling before. Usually ignores it. Usually pushes through. But today it's heavier. Today it won't be ignored. Jennifer brings the water. Biggie drinks half of it immediately. Looks out the window. At the tarmac. At the other planes. At the workers loading luggage. At the normal machinery of air travel. People doing jobs. Machines doing what machines do. Everything functioning. Everything normal. But nothing feels normal. Nothing feels right. Other passengers board. Fill the cabin. Put bags overhead. Settle into seats. The normal pre-flight ritual. Biggie doesn't pay attention. Just stares out the window. Thinking. Processing. Working through something internal that has no words. No logic. Just feeling. Just wait. 11:38. 7 minutes to departure. The flight attendants start their safety demonstration. Exits. Oxygen masks. Flotation devices. The speech nobody listens to. The routine everyone ignores. Biggie's heard it hundreds of times. Could recite it himself. But today he listens. Really listens. Because today every word sounds different. Sounds final. 11:40. 5 minutes to departure. The cabin door should be closing soon. But Biggie's chest is getting tighter. The feeling is getting stronger. Something is wrong. Not with the plane. Not with the flight. With him. With this moment. With what he's about to do. Fly to Los Angeles. Go to the city where Tupac was killed 6 months ago. Go to the place where the East Coast West Coast beef is most dangerous. Go to where people want him dead. And he rejected the security team, refused protection, chose to go anyway, chose to walk into danger because hiding felt worse than dying. But now, sitting in this seat, feeling this weight, he realizes something. Realizes he needs to make a call, needs to hear a voice, needs to say something before this plane takes off. Because what if? What if this is the last chance? What if something happens? What if the feeling is real and not paranoia? What if he needs to say something now? Because later won't exist. Biggie presses the call button. The chime sounds. Jennifer appears, still smiling, still professional. Yes, Mr. Wallace? I need to make a phone call. His voice is urgent, not loud, but intense, focused. The kind of urgency that cuts through professional pleasantries and gets straight to the point. Jennifer's smile falters slightly. I'm sorry, sir, but we're about to close the cabin door. We'll be taking off in just a few minutes. You can use the airphone once we're in the air. But, no, now. I need to call now. Biggie's eyes lock onto hers, and she sees something there. Something that makes her professional training pause. Something that looks like fear. Real fear. Not the normal passenger anxiety. Something deeper. Sir, We're really not supposed to. I need to call my mother. His voice breaks slightly, just slightly, enough for Jennifer to hear it, enough for her to understand this isn't about convenience. This isn't about impatience. This is about something else, something that matters more than schedules. Jennifer hesitates, looks toward the cockpit, looks at Biggie, makes a decision. Let me talk to the captain. She disappears toward the front of the plane. Biggie sits there, heart pounding, hands shaking slightly. The feeling is overwhelming now, crushing. He needs to make this call, needs to hear her voice, needs to say what needs to be said. 2 minutes pass, feel like 20. Jennifer returns. Captain says you have 5 minutes. Use the airphone in the galley. I'll show you. She leads Biggie to the front galley. Small space, cramped. The phone is mounted on the wall. Old technology, expensive, but functional. Jennifer shows him how to use it. Swipe credit card, dial number. She gives him privacy. Stands at the entrance to the galley, blocking view from passengers, giving space. Biggie swipes his card, dials the number he's dialed 10,000 times. His mother's number, the Brooklyn number, the house he bought her, the phone he pays for. The line rings. Once, twice, 3 times. Please pick up. Please be home. Please answer. 4 rings. 5. Then a click. Hello? Voletta Wallace's voice. Strong, clear, always strong, always clear. Even at 11:43 on a Saturday morning. Ma. Biggie's voice is thick, emotional, not the voice the world hears, not the notorious B.I.G. voice. Christopher's voice, her son's voice, the voice of the boy she raised, the voice that's scared and trying not to show it, but can't quite hide it. Christopher? That you, baby? Voletta's voice changes, goes from neutral to concern in half a second. Mother's instinct, hearing something wrong before words even form. Where are you? You sound strange. I'm on a plane, about to take off, going to L.A. He's gripping the phone so tight his knuckles are white, trying to keep his voice steady, trying to sound normal, failing. Okay, you call me when you land. Let me know you got there safe. Standard mother instruction. The thing she says every time he travels. The ritual of worry disguised as logistics. Ma, I need to tell you something. The words come out fast, urgent, like if he doesn't say them right now they'll disappear. Like this might be the last chance. Voletta's voice tightens. What's wrong? Christopher, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. He pauses, takes a breath. The galley is so small. The phone is so old. The connection is scratchy. But he can hear her breathing, can hear her waiting. I love you. I need you to know that. I love you. Silence on the other end. 3 seconds. 5. Then Voletta's voice, quieter now, more careful. I know you love me, baby. I love you too. But why are you saying this? Why right now? What's happening? Nothing's happening. I just needed to say it. Needed you to hear it. Needed to make sure you know. He's not making sense. Knows he's not making sense. But sense isn't the point. The point is saying it. Making it real. Making it spoken. Making it exist in the air between them. Christopher, you're scaring me. Voletta's voice is shaking now. Fear bleeding through. Mother fear. The worst kind. The kind that knows something is wrong before understanding what. Talk to me. Tell me what's going on. I'm okay, Ma. I promise. I'm okay. He looks out the galley window, at the wing of the plane, at the ground crew preparing for pushback, at the normal world doing normal things. I just needed to hear your voice. Needed to tell you I love you. That's all. That's everything. When you coming home? Voletta asks it like she already knows the answer will hurt. Like she's bracing for impact. Few days. Maybe a week. Got the award. Got some meetings. Then I'm coming home. Coming to see you. We'll have dinner. Just us. Like we used to. He's making promises. Promises he wants to keep. Promises he needs to believe he'll keep. You promise me you'll be careful out there. Voletta's not asking. She's demanding. Mother's command. You promise me, Christopher. LA is dangerous right now. For you especially. You need to be smart. You need to be safe. I'll be safe, Ma. I got people with me. I'll be careful. I promise. The lie tastes wrong. Feels wrong. Because he refused the security team. Because he's going to the most dangerous city for him in America with minimal protection. Because careful isn't really the plan. But he can't tell her that. Can't make her worry more than she already is. You call me the minute you land. You hear me? The minute? Her voice is firm. Fighting back whatever she's feeling. Whatever fear is rising. Pushing it down with maternal authority. With the voice that raised him. I'll call you. I promise. The minute I land. He means it. Means every word. Believes he'll make that call. Believes he'll land and call and everything will be fine. And this feeling will have been nothing. Just nerves. Just paranoia. Jennifer appears in the galley entrance. Points to her watch. Time's up. They need to close the door. Need to push back. Need to take off. Biggie nods. Understands. Ma, I gotta go. Plane's leaving. But I love you. I need you to remember that. No matter what happens. No matter what you hear. I love you. You're the best thing I ever had. The best thing I ever did was make you proud. Voletta is crying now. He can hear it. Can hear her trying to hide it. Trying to be strong. You always made me proud, baby. From the day you were born. Always proud. You're my son. My beautiful boy. Nothing changes that. Nothing ever will. I know, Ma. I know. His eyes are wet too. Tears he's not letting fall. Tears he's holding back. Because if he lets them fall, he might not be able to stop. I gotta go. I love you. I'll call you when I land. I love you too, Christopher. You be safe. You be smart. You come home to me. Her voice breaks on the last word. Home. The word that means everything. The word that pulls. That anchors. I will, Ma. I promise. He hangs up. Stands there in the galley. Hand still on the phone. Breathing hard. Jennifer is watching him. Concerned. She's seen a lot in 20 years of flying. Seen every kind of passenger. Every kind of emotion. But something about this is different. Something about this man standing in her galley crying after calling his mother feels significant. You okay, sir? She asks it gently, professionally, but with actual concern. Yeah, I'm good. Thank you for letting me make the call. It mattered. He wipes his eyes, pulls himself together, becomes Biggie Smalls again, the notorious B.I.G., the rapper, the star, the person the world sees. But for those 5 minutes, he was just Christopher, just Voletta's son. He returns to his seat, buckles in, the cabin door closes. The plane pushes back from the gate, taxis to the runway, takes off. 11:57, 12 minutes late. Because a passenger needed to call his mother. Because sometimes schedules matter less than moments. The flight is 5 hours and 42 minutes. Biggie doesn't sleep, doesn't eat, doesn't watch a movie, just sits, stares out the window, thinks about his mother, about her voice, about the way she said, "You come home to me," about promises he intends to keep, about the feeling that's still there, still heavy, still wrong, but quieter now. Like making the call release some of the pressure. The plane lands at LAX at 2:39 p.m. Pacific time. Biggie deplanes, collects his bag, meets his people, gets into a car, drives to the hotel. The weekend unfolds. Soul Train Awards on the 8th, after parties, meetings, work, the normal machinery of being Biggie Smalls in Los Angeles. Everything is fine. Everything is normal. The feeling fades. Maybe it was nothing. Maybe it was just nerves. March 9th. 1997, Sunday night, 12:37 a.m. Wilshire Boulevard, Los Angeles. Biggie sits in the passenger seat of a GMC Suburban, leaving a party, heading back to the hotel. Traffic is stopped. Red light. Normal night. Normal moment. Then a black Chevy Impala pulls up alongside. Window rolls down. Gun appears. 4 shots. Biggie is hit 4 times. The car speeds away. Biggie is rushed to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center. Pronounced dead at 1:15 a.m. 24 years old. The king is gone. In Brooklyn, Voletta Wallace's phone rings at 4:23 a.m. New York time. She's asleep. The ringing pulls her from dreams. She answers, groggy, confused. A voice she doesn't recognize. Official, careful. Mrs. Wallace? This is Detective Russell from the Los Angeles Police Department. I'm calling about your son, Christopher. The world stops. Voletta knows. Before the words come. Before the explanation. Before the details. She knows. Because mothers know. Because the phone call at 4:23 a.m. is never good news. Because she felt it yesterday. When he called from the plane. When he said I love you like he was saying goodbye. She knew then. And she knows now. He's gone. Isn't he? Her voice is steady, surprisingly steady. The voice of someone who's been preparing for this moment even while praying it would never come. I'm very sorry, Mrs. Wallace. Your son was shot last night. He didn't survive. I'm so sorry. Voletta doesn't scream, doesn't cry, not yet. Just sits there on her bed in the dark holding the phone, listening to a stranger 3,000 miles away tell her that her son is dead. Her Christopher, her baby, her beautiful boy who called her from an airplane to say I love you, who promised to come home, who promised to be safe. Did he suffer? She asks it because she needs to know. The doctor said it was quick, ma'am. He lost consciousness almost immediately. It's probably a lie, a kind lie. The kind detectives tell mothers because the truth is too cruel. But Voletta accepts it, needs to accept it. Thank you for calling. She says it automatically, politely, because even in grief, even in devastation, Voletta Wallace has manners, has dignity. She hangs up, sits in the dark, doesn't turn on the light, doesn't call anyone, just sits and thinks about yesterday, about 11:43 a.m., about a phone call from an airplane, about, "I love you, Ma, I need you to know that," about how urgent it sounded, how final, how much like goodbye. He knew, her baby knew, maybe not consciously, maybe not in words, but somewhere deep, somewhere beyond logic he knew he might not come home, knew LA was dangerous, and instead of staying safe, instead of refusing to go, instead of protecting himself, he called his mother, made sure she heard "I love you," made sure those words existed between them, fresh, recent, real. Voletta will hold on to that call for the rest of her life, will remember every word, every pause, every breath, will remember how his voice sounded, how desperate, how loving, how much like a child saying goodbye to his mother before going somewhere dangerous, somewhere he might not return from. She'll tell the story to friends, to family, to reporters years later, about the phone call from the plane, about how Christopher insisted on calling even though they were about to take off, about how he said "I love you" like he was running out of time, like he knew time was running out. Jennifer, the flight attendant, reads about Biggie's death in the newspaper 2 days later, sees his photo, recognizes him immediately, remembers the phone call, remembers how he looked in the galley, how desperate he seemed, how he cried after talking to his mother. She tells her husband that night, "I let him call his mother 2 days ago," he insisted. "Seemed so urgent. Now he's dead. I let him say goodbye to his mother without knowing that's what it was." Her husband holds her while she cries. For a passenger she barely knew. For a mother who got one last "I love you." 27 years later, Voletta Wallace is interviewed for a documentary. She's older now, 70s, still strong, still dignified, still carrying the weight of losing her son. The interviewer asks about the last time she spoke to Christopher. Voletta doesn't hesitate. March 8th. 1997. He called me from the plane, insisted on calling before takeoff, said "I love you, Ma, I need you to know that." He knew, my baby knew, and he made sure I knew he loved me, made sure those were the last words between us, not "see you later" or "talk soon." I love you. That's what I got to keep. That's what I hold on to. My son loved me, and he made absolutely sure I knew it before he died. The documentary shows the interview. Millions watch it. See Voletta's face. See the pain that 27 years hasn't erased. See the gratitude mixed with grief. Grateful for the call. Devastated that the call was necessary. Holding both truths at once. The mercy of goodbye. The cruelty of needing one. Somewhere in the records, buried in the airline's archives, there's a note about a 12-minute delay on March 8, 1997. Cause: passenger phone call. The note doesn't say who, doesn't say why, just marks the moment. Just records that for 12 minutes, a plane full of people waited while one passenger said "I love you" to his mother, while Christopher Wallace made sure Voletta Wallace knew, while the notorious B.I.G. became a son again, became a boy again, became someone who knew in his bones that time was short and love needed to be spoken, and mothers deserved to hear their children say "I love you" while there was still breath to say it. 18 hours after that call, Christopher Wallace was dead. But the call existed, the "I love you" existed, the moment existed, and for Voletta, for the rest of her life, that mattered more than anything, more than the fame, more than the music, more than the legacy. Her son loved her enough to stop a plane, loved her enough to insist, loved her enough to say it when it mattered most. And she got to say it back, got to tell him she was proud, got to be his mother one last time before the world took him away forever. That's the story of the phone call from the plane, the story of the last "I love you," the story of 18 hours, the story of a son who knew and a mother who remembers, the story of how love sounds when time is running out. Not complicated, not poetic, just simple, just true, just "I love you, Ma, I need you to know that."